Well, a few days ago, we got a more in-depth look at Insomniac's Wolverine game. It is an interesting concept, no? A setting populated by mutants, not known in the public eye, hunted before the X-Men were a thing, makes it come across as more science fiction than strictly going in more a comic book setting. And one thing stood out to me watching the trailer. Insomniac kinda sucks at character design. Well, with such a bold statement, I gotta back it up, right? Let's look at the main character, Wolverine. Wolverine looks fine enough. I just wish his costume weren't so segmented and bulky. That helmet makes the lower half of his face look so elongated. But overall, not a bad look. I'm looking at his alternate costumes and not too bad. I think they fare better with the segmentation and all that bulky, unnecessary lines and stuff like that. Overall, not too bad. But here's the kicker. Let's look at some of the other characters. Omega Red. He looks generic as hell. He definitely should be a lot more bulkier. Can't really say much because we haven't got a real good look at him. He's always in the shadows or not really well lit in some of the scenes that they show. But something about the overall design feels lackluster and lacking. Just a few more tweaks and he'll stand out much more and exude much more of a intimidating presence. Because as it stands right now, he just comes across as one of the Reapers, just an expendable but bigger henchman type with a bigger health bar and deals more damage. Sabretooth, covered in belt straps and armored padding, giving off a more militarized 90s comic book character feel. You know those ones, right? It feels incongruous and slightly random, especially with that headband of unknown origin. It does not suit his character well. A more savage, snowy predator Sherpa suit should fit him more, and be more comic accurate too. Or one with less clothing, emphasizing his primal sadistic outlook, because he almost never wears armor. Mystique and Jean Grey are fine, if not a little too generic. Are we sensing a theme here? I thought that hand ninja was Deadpool. Sincerely, not everyone needs padding. They're ninjas for Christ's sake. They're supposed to have loose, flowy clothing. And I'm not just saying it right now just because of Wolverine. I've said the same thing about the Spider-Man games for years. The costumes range from alright to what were they thinking? The exception being Spider-Man. The main default costume is superb, iconic. They didn't even change things that much. Just adding the white spider logo is a breath of fresh air. And the alternate costumes are goated, as well as being fairly faithful recreations of the comic pages. I just wish I could say the same thing about the villains. Shocker. Too Iron Man-esque for me. Too much leather and metal padding that is superseding his own original, iconic yellow quilted padding. That helmet is just not it. He's a glorified bank robber with a gimmick. A simple ski mask with his iconic texture will suffice. Maybe throw some goggles on him if you're feeling crazy. So anyway, moving on. Kingpin has no costume, so nothing to see here. Same with Mr. Negative, kind of. But I gotta say, his power set, when he inverts colors, well done, no complaints. And Scorpion is just Scorpion. I originally hated his design, but now I'm trying to find the words and just staring at it. It's growing on me, I think. Maybe I'm just going crazy. I think it just needs more color variety and less moving parts. Electro, one of the worst ones. I can't even tell you what they were going for. The scarring on his face looks like Spider-Man's webs instead of burns. Ugh. I think they just need to go back to the drawing board with this one. Vulture. He's fine, if not too armored. And if they're going for practicality, he should be wearing goggles to protect his eyes, and not expose his bald head so much. With him next to Electro, we have two bald white guys in green armor. Maybe we should do more to accentuate the differences. Maybe make Vulture older, maybe give him balding wispy hairs on the side. I don't know, something. Silver Sable. No costume, just silver clothing. Not even silver hair, but black hair with silver ombre. A catsuit or tactical clothing would be better. This is the one character that wouldn't feel out of place with more padding, belt straps, and pouches. Doc Ock isn't bad. Black and green jumpsuit. Balding portrays him as just a middle-aged guy who's always cooped up in his lab. Not bad, not bad. Hammerhead. Fresh new territory. There hasn't been many interpretations of him where they go for the grounded realism. One can only imagine what a mobster with an impenetrable skull looks like. And I did not imagine this. Don't know what I could have hoped for, but I am a little disappointed. Lightning Round. Tombstone, Rhino, Kraven, Screwball, Integral. They're all just mad to me with no real points of contention for me to even speak on, really. Mid! It's not all that bad. They really knew what they were doing when it came to these next ones. Venom. Lizard.
Hey Doc, ready for your annual physical?
Black Cat.
You look good.
Sandman. And the Flame.
All this was for. And when the crimson hour rolls over this earth, it shall bring truth, judgment,
Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery is said to be top tier, up there with Batman. And the Insomniac games are said to be both inspired by and as a counterpart to the Arkham series. Yeah, I had high expectations. I love character design, and hearing people compare it to Arkham while they show me footage of him beating up enemies in prison couldn't help the comparison. And I gotta say, it doesn't hold a candle to how well thought out and detailed those designs were. How fresh and yet comic accurate Rocksteady did for Arkham. And watching this new footage for Wolverine has just reignited and reinstated those feelings all over again. I am excited, just a little disappointed.